Robocop 2 on 4K. Back to more physical media reviews. That's right, we are talking about Robocop 2 on 4K from Scream Factory. And first thing I should state here, I got two covers, and we'll talk about them. So, let's talk about the movie as I like to do with these reviews first. Robocop 2 is really good at just being a fun 80s science fiction movie. I would equate Robocop 2 to Terminator 3, where you got these really good movies that have a lot of commentary about technology and future, and Robocop has a little bit more deeper commentary than Terminator does in some instances, but especially some of the political satire and things like that, where like Terminator is more satirizing our like our future with technology, where Robocop does that too, but after Terminator 1 and 2, Terminator 3 came out, it was a lot goofier and sillier. Arnold was a little bit more quippier and things like that. Still had some of those things from the other two Terminator movies, but it wasn't like that. And that's basically what Robocop 2 is to this franchise. It's a fun movie. It's not one I'm probably going to revisit that often. I just bought it because I am a huge Robocop fan, and I do like having all the Robocop movies, because I would say all these movies are pretty enjoyable. Even Part 3, which, is not good, but I enjoy Part 3. And so, yeah, I was able to have fun with this one. Just, it's not going to be brought up in conversation like the first. So let's get into this 4K. So let's point out the obvious, that Arrow Video did the best Robocop 4K possible with this hardbox edition. I mean, right here, you got art cards, 2-disc. This is actually my first Arrow Video big box set. You got reversible cover art, right? Let me get those art cards picked up. Tons and tons of special features, 2-disc, director's cut, all that jazz that you love about that first movie. And it's got a big booklet in the box. I'm not going to pull up the booklet, but this is a great release, right? So I think people were initially disappointed when Arrow Video did not get the rights to the 4K release via MGM or whoever owns the rights to Robocop. Instead, they gave it to Scream Factory, which I expected, because I knew that Scream Factory had Blu-ray editions that had, I believe they had mastered in 4K. So they were ready to go 4K remasters, ready to go. So what I do find very strange is when they released these, or this movie, they also put out Robocop the remake, which they had never done in a Scream Factory Blu-ray. So I'm not sure if when we're gonna get Robocop 3. I imagine that's going to happen at some point. I think I have to imagine they're either working on some kind of new special features or a new remaster. I'm not sure. Or maybe they just don't believe Robocop 3 will sell very well. I'm not sure. Maybe Robocop 3 didn't sell very well on their individual Blu-ray release. So we'll see. I think it would be like really shitty if we don't get those, but we gotta accept what we got. So I bought my version off the Scream Factory website, which came with this exclusive slipcover. I think this slipcover is so much superior to this version. I think this cover is fine. Like, it's generic and it's okay, but there's nothing really here to it. I don't know if the slipcover exclusives are still available. You'd have to check via Scream Factory's website, but I do keep this slipcover over here just in case. But yeah, here's the cover. This is not reversible. I wish that if they're going to do the like exclusive slipcovers that they make the actual artwork inside reversible as well, just to make it kind of fit the theming of it a little bit more. Yeah, this is a Blu-ray and then 4K, which is great because some Screen Factory editions I've noticed sometimes don't include the 4K. Most of the time they're good at that. So yeah, there's not really much new special features here. Everything on that was on that Scream Factory Blu-ray is basically what's here. It's really just the 4K remaster, which honestly looks incredible. I mean, this movie looks newer than it is. I wouldn't say it looks like a modern film because it, was a little bit lower budget and things like that. But it definitely maybe so like it doesn't look like maybe it looks like closer to an early 2000s, maybe later 90s movie than the early 90s 80s movie. I can't remember what year did this one come out. 1990. So it looks like about maybe 95 when this movie came out, I would say. That's how great this 4K remaster looks. This is a very clean 4K remaster that is top notch. And this movie looks great on 4K. So if you really, really love this movie, this is probably the best way to have it. If you can get this slipcover, I really recommend it. It's a gorgeous slipcover. I love that. But yeah, it's a great release from Scream Factory. And as a big fan of this movie, I was able to have some fun rewatching that. So, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Like, share, and subscribe.